Simbeli kwate yote. Twandibadde nga tubiwandiise wansi tugende mukwe.
Tujja, you can write your thoughts mpolampola nga wetugenda netubeera nga point yonna gye tubate.
Gwe kyoyagala gwe wandika. Eno gundi yo gwe yaze ne topic. Kitegeera.
Kale, ndoza tutandika. What's up YouTube? What's up everyone watching us? Today's episode we have a special guest in the building. One of my long-time friend, a mentor, someone I look up to like a big brother. But before we dive into that, I want to start with a few words of encouragement. To anyone going through hard life and, struggling and things are not going your way, keep on pushing. Don't give up. You never know. Tomorrow is your day. Just keep on going and keep praying, stay prayed up and keep pushing. Now, back to the agenda. Today, I have a special guest, one of my homies who plays two sports, better known as golf and tennis. And he's a profession in the sport of golf. He played tennis to the on highest level on the national team. He played in a collegiate level, and he currently runs one of the most prestigious tennis camps up in the north of America. Our guest today is none other than Patrick Olobo. Welcome, Patrick.
Thanks, brother. How you doing?
Good to see you here.
Nice to see you too, man.
It's going to be quite a very interesting discussion, and we are going to mix it up with Uganda n'abantu bewaka basobole otegera what we are going on and what is going on, and then we will just keep pitching back English and whatever the flow. It's just a talk. This show is just a talk. We talk about we speak our mind, and let the listeners and the audience pick a few things here and there and see where we're going. So let me give you a chance to greet the viewers.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah. What's up, YouTube? As you've heard the introduction, I'm Patrick Olobo, from Uganda. But just to let you know, I'm not a mentor or anything. But the only difference is, I've been around the block a little bit longer than my brother here. Yeah. But, it's not about me. It's about him. I mean, look at the guy. I can shine.
He's just humble.
The guy is guy. You see how he's blistering, man. The guy, I don't know what he's doing, but whatever he's doing, he's doing
we give well. God the glory.
Yeah, I can shine kanji boy. Yeah, but YouTube, yeah. Thanks for tuning in, and we're here to talk a little bit about sports in Uganda and about our athletes and sports back at home. So yeah, it's an honor to be chosen to talk about this topic. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so yeah, that is Patrick for you. Patrick is going to be a very usual suspect on this show. He's going to be my partner in crime, where we talk about things that we think we need to share our 2% or 1% information we know, and hopefully it can resonate with you out there. Mutapinga in, and you see what is going on and how we look at things. Now, the topic today we are talking about is sports. So the fact that Nafetuli Bazanyeva sports, we all grew up playing different sports. As Africans, naturally we grew up playing football. Here in America, which is called soccer. So we grew up playing football. That is your first sport normally. I believe that's the case for you too. I didn't play so deep as I played golf, but I played volleyball. I did swimming. Of course, I was born in Entebbe, so in Entebbe we have lakes everywhere. So we were swimming all over the place. I did a little bit of pool table. That is one sport that I don't really see a lot here in America.
Yeah, here in America is not as much because like here it's like American families. Like when you go to most of the households here in America, they have a pool table in the back, in the
Yes.
in
In the
either
house,
in the
in the lounge.
garage, or
Yeah.
what is it, the playroom.
Mm-hmm.
So they, guys, when they come out, they go, like, they call it they call it the man cave.
Mm-hmm.
So like they go out there and shoot pool and play. So it's not that big of a game here in America, because everybody can afford.
Right.
Back at home, it's different, because I remember when I was in high school, dude, like after school in the afternoon, me and my friends, we would go down to like our usual joints. We had like 3 joints. So we would go down to our usual joints and like go out there and shoot pool until like maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock, and then we go back home. But it would be like very competitive, and which is different, because back at home, not everybody have
A
these
pool table.
opportunities to own a pool table.
Yeah.
So when you leave school, you want to go out there and you want to play. And the difference is, when you go to play, you don't want to lose your turn, because when you lose a game, you're out. And then you have to wait like 5 people that are coming in front of you before it's your turn.
Yeah, you gotta stay the
So
queue.
you gotta keep winning.
So
that
you
way
can
you play
stay on.
everybody.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's the biggest
interesting.
difference. And I guess that's what makes, like, most of these guys that play, back at home, that's what makes them very competitive, because they don't want to lose and get off the table.
Right.
They want to keep winning and stay on the table.
Right. Yeah, growing up, I really didn't start playing pool until I was in like secondary level. Senior 2, senior 3, senior 4. That's when I really played a lot of pool.
Yeah, actually, I started around senior 2 too.
Yeah. So, of course, when you're in primary level, they look at you like a kadogo, go home, again, our car, go and help the chores at home.
Yeah, true.
But I remember where I grew up, Katavi, there used to be a bar at Muno. I don't know whether somebody can relate to these places there. And the guy's name was he's Jimmy. Jimmy had a bar, and he's the first person who brought a pool table at the trading station where people used to go and hang out. So I used to go when I used to go to school. I used to put a T-shirt in my bag, so that on my way back, I just take the school uniform off and then put my T-shirt on and go and play some pool. Save my like 1,500 just in case I lose the first 2 games.
Yeah.
After that, I'm not playing no more because the budget will be high. But yeah, sports generally raised us. Like coming from African families, sports is one thing that you do with your friends, and something that really brings joy out of you. It takes away the stress of worrying about the work you're supposed to do at home, the mistakes because back home, the way they raise us is a little bit different from here, But so whenever you do something wrong, I remember I used to stay long playing football because
Yeah, because there's no timeouts back at home.
Exactly.
Your timeout is Chibok.
Yeah, they don't call timeouts here in America. You do something wrong, your dad says timeout, and then your dad talks to you. But that is the opposite, absolute opposite. You get a whooping quick back home. But yeah, tell me about. I would want to know about your journey in sports generally, because I know you played a little bit serious of football. I believe in your secondary level. And then we had this conversation a few months ago. Your dad was also a football player, and he actually wanted you to be a football player. But then tennis chose you, and I want to know if you can put it together, your transition from football to tennis, and how did you get into tennis, and how was it growing up playing all those sports?
Dang, boy.
Yeah, that's kind of
that's a long.
That's a deep question, but you can break it.
That's deep.
Yeah, the way you see it.
Yeah. So my dad was he was an ex-professional soccer player. He played in some club in Turkey, and so my older brother who passed, he played soccer too.
God bless
but he wasn't as good as I came up to be. So my dad looked up. My dad's eyes were on me, thinking I was gonna, take over his path. But at that time, they were not in a position to support me financially to travel with the team. So the only time I played on our junior team was when we had home games. So that pissed me off because
So omupiira wagutandika mu kibiina ki?
omupiira nagutandika kirabika mu P3.
Oh, that early.
Magwa Primary School.
That is in Jinja, I believe.
Jinja.
Yes.
Magwa Primary School in Jinja. Even kati na bene nasoma nabo we balaba clip eno bajja kugamba Olobo. It was Olobo, KD. There was a friend of mine called KD. And who else? Otim. But Otim was not as good. But it was me and KD. Oh my God. I'm telling you, we were in primary 3, yeah? Naenga guys, nga bagay baja mu P6 webezanya P7. Nga they come and buy us. Nga they come
Chichuba.
and buy
We used to call it Chichuba.
Nga they come and buy us to go play for them.
Yeah.
So the first people to get to us and give us enough money and buy us lunch for that day, those are the guys that
you
we play for. Yeah.
Interesting.
But so yeah, that's when I started playing soccer. And it just took off. So, you know, like when I got older, like, you know, now going into like, you know, P5, P6, that was when I got into the Kira, I think it was like Kira Junior Academy over there in Ginger. It was run by Ian McNamara. He was a South
Ian,
African.
Yes, I know Ian.
Ian McNamara, that was his team.
Yeah.
So, but we had to pay money when it came to traveling.
Yeah.
And my parents couldn't afford that. So that was what ticked me off. And I was like, man, I'm one of the best guys on the team. And I can't travel because, you know, my parents can't pay for. So I went back home one day. Mwana nganyize nnyo ne ngamba muzei mwana sikyagala kuzanya mpira. Nambuza why? Nemugamba because I can't travel to go play with the team. And the scouts come and see these guys playing and I'm not there and I'm one of the best. Yeah, and I'm one of the best on the team. Nemugamba kasikyagazanya mpira mwana nanyiga. So he was angry and he told me, you know what, kati oba togenda zanya mpira kati boy ogenda kusoma bitabo. Ngamba okay fine. Naye muganda wange older brother wange Fred nangamba omanyi Patrick, there's a place wano wansi wano, it's a club bazanyirayo golf, tennis, snooker, pool, swimming, squash, ebyo byonna nga bipya nga I didn't know anything. Kati nangamba ntino nja kutwalayo kochi olabeyo. He was the first to go there. Kati lumune tugenda, I got extra clothes, put them in my bag just like you did. So I came back home with him, and then instead of coming back straight home, we took another route and went straight to the club. So he introduced me to the tennis coach, Reverend Father Kenji, and you know, like I got to meet him. And so he was, oh, this is my brother, and you know, he was playing soccer, but he doesn't want to play soccer anymore. So I don't know if he wants to play tennis. So then he was like, are you sure you want to play something else? I said, yeah, I want to learn. So he's like, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll let you come back tomorrow, and then I'll give you a racket and I'll take you to the wall, show you, and give you the little techniques here and there how to hit the ball. So I was like, okay, bet. So we went back. I stayed around and looked and watched all these other kids play, you know? So then I went back home that day. I didn't do anything. So the next day, I was very eager to go back. So I went back the next day and ngamba njagala kuiga, njagala kulaba how far I can, you know, how far I can push myself to play this game. So when agenda yo, na nkwasa racket yange. Then inandaga nengato pay mpya. Nangamba, you know what? If you show me that you can try to hit this ball, this tennis ball in that square box they are drawing on the wall, I'm gonna give you this racket. You're gonna use this racket. I'll give you this kind of tennis balls, and then those shoes will be yours.
Wow.
And I said, what? So we went. He took me to the wall, showed me the technique, and he was like, you know, this is forehand, this is backhand, and so he told me, out of the 50 balls that you're gonna hit, I want you to try and make 10 or 15 in that box, and I'm gonna count. So out of the 50 balls, I was very careful, trying so hard. Out of the 50 balls, I made 20 into the box.
Oh wow, you've surpassed his expectation.
So when I made 20 in the box, he said, you know what? You got potential. So from that moment, he gave me that racket, wrote my name on the racket, and the shoes, wrote my name on the shoes. And from that moment, I never looked back.
Amazing.
And then I would come back from school and I wouldn't go straight home go take my route to the club, go practice. And he would teach me. Dude, about a month into me going out there and practicing, I didn't tell my dad, I didn't tell my mom.
You're just putting in work.
I'm just putting in
stacking
work.
on days,
but
stacking
this is
on
where
days.
the problem comes in. So there was an under 14 junior tournament coming up in Kenya. And then he's like, hey, Patrick, I want you to go and try out. And I said, no, I can't do that. Why? Mzee, if I qualify, mzee aja kubitegera.
And you had it already told him.
And I hadn't told him, boy. So we go without me telling him. We go. So he's like, don't worry, you'll be okay. If anything, I'll talk to him. So it was a Friday. We come back home. And so I told my mom that, hey, mom, tomorrow we're gonna go somewhere early in the morning. I told them that I lied to my mom. We said we had a school trip. So we woke up early in the morning on Saturday. We went to the coach, Reverend Bishop Kinji. He drove us. It was 4 of us. He drove us to Lugogo, Kampala, for the qualifying. Yeah. So we go out there, and each of us played 4 matches. I played all my 4 matches, won all my 3 matches.
Amazing.
Yeah. Amazing. So, and then I qualified as number 1 on the junior on the under 14 team. And now, after everybody qualified, they took pictures of us and put them in the newspapers. And my dad never missed reading a newspaper. So he saw the newspaper. He saw the newspapers on. Sunday.
The next day.
On Sunday.
Y'all played on Saturday. And
we played Saturday.
The next day.
So I go to the club on Sunday afternoon, and then I come back, and my sister comes running towards me, and it's like, Patrick, you're in trouble. And I said, what? What did I do? I said, Dad has
he has that's how he found out.
And that's how he found out.
Oh my God.
So he found out, and guess what? She came and told me that. I turned right back and went all the way back. Of course,
you couldn't go because you knew there was a meeting waiting for your ass.
I went out there and I told coach, no, you need to come with me. You need to, because my dad has found out that
I'm playing
tennis. So he's going to ask me, how did I get into it? So he was like, oh, don't worry. So he put me in his van and we drove to my house. And we went out there, and my mom came out, greeted him, and then my dad was furious, because, I didn't tell him about anything. And then here I am playing, here I am on the
newspaper.
So, long story short, he comes and he talks to my dad, and he tells him, I know he told me that he never told you about him coming to play tennis or anything like that, but I'm here to talk on his behalf as his coach. I think he has a lot of potential, and he's, as you've seen in the newspaper, he qualified as number 1 on the under 14 junior team to go represent Uganda in Nairobi. And he's like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. He's like, how long has he been playing? Have you been teaching him? And he's like, about a month now. He's like, and that's it. Are you sure he can play? So, and my coach is like, I mean, he's qualified. He's won all these matches against his peers. So he's qualified as 1 on the team. So there's no way we're going to deny him that. And my dad is like, okay. So he called me inside the house. So he said, Patrick, come here. So I went and sat down, and I'm like, and he's like, so tell me one thing. Do you really like tennis now? I said, yes, I do. And he's like, okay. If you're as good as your coach is saying that you are, from now on, it's going to be tennis, books. You promise me that? I said, yes, I do. And he's like, okay. I'm not going to be hard on you. If this is the route you want to take, you look like you're happy doing it, you can go ahead and do it, and then, the sky is going to be the limit for you. And man, I jumped and hugged that man like like crazy.
What they call a big old hug.
Yeah, man, a big old hug, man. I gave him my hand like, Dad, thank you. Yeah. And then, I was so excited, and I was like, Coach, thank you so much. Just like, don't worry about it, you'll be fine.
So what age was that?
Dude, I was 12 and a half at that time.
12 and a half.
I was 12 and a half at that time. So and then I was able to go and represent, but there were There were 3 boys in Kampala, and then 2 boys from Jinja. So it was 2 of us that qualified from Jinja. And then the girls, most of the girls came from Nabisonsa. Because Nabisonsa, they have girls out there.
They got the money too.
And they have them, So then, that was how we got on the national team. But from that time, I never looked back, and the rest was history.
Amazing, amazing. I mean, that. One thing that has really, and we will talk about this in a little bit, but one thing that has really hindered the ability of the potential of African sport is how our parents look at sport in general.
Yeah.
And one thing I'm really grateful is I grew up with my mom because I lost my dad when I was really young. But
man, sorry about that.
yeah, thank you. But my mom never held me back on anything that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Regardless whether she understood it or not. Even today, she doesn't understand anything to do with golf. She just knows I love being at the golf course. I love being at golf.
Yeah.
And this is the first conversation I had with her. Wow. I remember. Let me try to remember how I got into golf because I used to play. So I used to play soccer. I mean, I used to play football with my cousin brothers. I actually have a few cousin brothers who play professionally. They play on the one plays on the Ugandan Premier League. He plays at I think he plays for this team in Kajansi. I've forgotten the name, but he plays on the national team. His name is Bayo Ali, and for you guys watching, you can Google him up. He plays number 8. So me and him are I'm I think 2 years older than him.
Okay.
So we were in the same bracket. So growing up there used to be a football club for kids called the Entebbe Junior Football Academy, and that was the team that the coach knew our parents. He just signed us. He basically just came and told our parents, my uncle, that you know what, I'm gonna take these kids and I'll train them. I have a school for them, and then that's how I got into football. But my cousin was always better than me. He's always been, I think growing up I never played 90 minutes. I used to play 70, 65, or I would come in second half when they needed because I was tall from childhood. So under 14 they needed someone to guard the post, so I used to play number 2. And then if they need someone to make those corner kicks inside, I used to be the guy who played on the right wing.
Yeah.
But that's how I got into football. And then when I got a nasty injury with my arm, I had to stay away from football for about a couple of months. And then that's how I ended up starting going to the golf course. But golf has always been there in my life. I've told people this story that if you know the golf club of Entebbe, there's a church right on the number 16th hole. Between the tee box of 17 and the 16th, there's a huge church. That is the church where I was baptized, actually. That is my church. So we used to walk through as kids. Sunday service gets like done quick when the elders are still in charge. So we used to come out and run and try to grab golf balls on the golf course. So golf has always been part of my life, but I didn't realize it's a sport not until I was grown, not until I was in secondary. I actually started going to the golf club when I was in the vacation of P7. That was, I think I was 12 because I went to senior one when I was 13. So that is when I got introduced to golf. But my mom never held me back. One time I just came and told her, Mom, I got a gig. We go and watch, golf balls and carry the golfers' bags, and they give us some money. And I'm going to be doing that for the weekend. And she said, okay, just be careful.
Yeah.
And I believe me or not, my neighbors, so the kids in the community, their moms were stopping them. Even when they would sneak and go with me, they would come back to IS whooping.
Yeah.
So shout out to all the parents out there who let their kids to try each and everything. As a child, you don't know what you like. You have to try everything, and then you find what you really love,
Absolutely.
and then stick with that.
Yeah.
So that was a shout out to your pops for letting you settle with tennis, because here we are. Tennis, just the way it opened the way for you. You know, it opened the doors for you to be where you are right now.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for that decision that your dad backed you up, who knows where you would be, you know?
Yeah, I mean, again, back to your story. It's like back at home, and this is the biggest difference. Back at home, they look at kids that go to these clubs as spoiled kids. You know, it's like, oh, we mugende omujja kuyayuka temugenda soma biki biki emisomo gigenda balema. But my story, like when I was playing tennis, when I started playing tennis, started like when I became like really good at it. There was a doctor, I think you still know him, Dr. Gumisiriza.
Yes, I know him.
Yeah, yes. Dr. Gumisiriza. I used to carry for Dr. Gumisiriza in Ginger. So he helped me with school fees. So he would pay for my school fees, and then whenever he came to play golf, normally he occasionally came on Monday, but they're normally Wednesdays, Friday, and Saturday. Those are the days I carried for him. And so every time he came, he was like, "Oh, where's my man? Where's my man?" And then I would go, and his bag was as tall as me.
Oh yeah. When I started caddying, the bag was taller than me.
His bag was as tall as me, and then I would carry his bag. But then, sometimes, most cases when he played by himself, and that's how I started learning golf, by the way. When he played by himself, he would, we would play, get to like maybe number 5,
and he let you
and then he's like, "Hey, what about you and I play this hole? Let's see who wins." So he hits his tee ball, and then we go there, and then we play from there. I drop there, and we play from there. And that's how I started to, actually get into golf through Dr. Gumisiriza. So, and so, again, shout out to all the parents back at home that actually are now waking up to sports, because sports is not just, I just want to play this game. Sports can actually help create a lot of avenues for the individual, as long as they dedicate themselves to actually playing that. So, again, like you're saying, that's how tennis brought me to, getting a scholarship to come into America. And then when I came here, my junior year in college was when I actually picked up playing golf, because my roommate in college was, he was the number 1 on the tennis team, on the golf team. And I was the number 1 on the tennis team. So, when our season was over, their season was still going on. So then he was like, "Oh, come on, man, let's go hit some golf balls on the range." And so I would go out there, use his clubs and hit golf balls, and then the bug bit me pretty good. And I was like, you know what? I got to get my golf clubs. So I got my own set. I still remember I got like a set of Titleist clubs, and it was a bag, putter, irons, and driver 3-wood, and it was a whole set. I bought that set. I think it was like $280, and that was my first set of clubs I owned here in America. You can't own that back at home.
No.
So I was like, man, this is amazing. So I would go to the club and just go and hit balls. So that summer, I think it was 2010 summer break, I had 1 class and golf. So I would go to class, and then from class, go and pound balls on the range and just
Yeah, but golf has been there always, because the Ginger Club has golf, has tennis,
it has everything.
So you grew up watching golf. You grew up seeing it. It wasn't something new to you.
Yeah, but also, if you notice this, all the kids that come from Ginger Golf Club or come from Ginger, and they play golf or tennis, they know how to play golf, they know how to play tennis, they know how to shoot pool, they know how to swim, they know how to play squash, they know how to play table tennis, they know how to play pool. So it's like the games are right there. So you can't just, unless you just decide to focus on one, but still you're gonna see your friends go to play the other one, and then you're like, "Oh, I'm the only one standing out and I can't do it. No, I need to learn."
Shout out to all the players from Ginger. My coach, Tolit Brian, and professional Saidi Mawa,
Yeah,
Tolly,
Saidi Mawa.
Opio
Pure
Onito,
Grace.
Opio Grace, Kasango Grace, all those chaps, all those people. I know them. They played tennis and then also played golf. So shout out to everyone from Ginger.
Man, big shout out to my boy and mentor, man. His soul rest in peace. Charles Yoka was my boy, man.
Yeah, God bless
I,
the
I
dead.
remember when I started coming out big in tennis. Charles Yoka was the man to beat.
Wow.
He was Uganda's #1, and it was him and John Oduke. And so, man, when I started playing really, really good, we used to have like Mr. Peter Ntaki that owned
the owner of
Garden
yeah.
Tea. Yeah, so he used to sponsor tournaments in Ginger. And so when I started coming out really big, I think I remember the last match I played against Yokwe was in Garden Tea back at home. And it was a semifinals. I played him, and I think Mr. Ntaki was watching. And I happened to win that match, but that was the last match I played against him. And it was that match when he came to shake my hand, he was like, promise me you're not gonna give up playing this game. So then he moved on from that match. He moved on from playing tennis to playing golf, and he decided to focus on golf. And then me, I stayed in tennis, and so I was dominating tennis here, and he was out there dominating golf. You know, sometimes he would come to Lugogo and he's like, "Hey man, what are you doing? You want to come with me?" So I would go with him to Kampala Club and watch him play with Sudhir's son. What's his name? Is it?
I know who you're talking about, but I forgot his name. Yeah.
Is it Rajib?
Rajib, yes.
Yeah, Rajib Ruparelia. So I would go out there and he's giving him lessons, and I would go out there, walk with him, and he's talking to him. Man, those are memories that like
they will stay with you forever.
Yeah. So when I came to America and they told me what the tragedy that happened to him,
God bless the dead.
I felt really bad.
I never got a chance to meet him, but his name is still sound in the Ugandan golf industry.
Yeah, still
so
a big name.
A lot of people talk about how great he was, how he used to hit the ball so long, how tall he was, how he was the best. I
mean, he was very charismatic.
Yeah, he was.
He was a character, man. This guy, like, if he doesn't like you, he will tell you straight up he doesn't like you.
Yeah,
but he was very friendly with guys out there, and this guy wouldn't back out on a bet. You would call him out on a bet and say, like, let's go. Even if he loses, but man, he will give you a run for your money.
Amazing.
And that was the heart I liked so much about Charles, man. He was a go-getter, man.
That's amazing. I wanted to rewind back on the point where you said you used to play with the member that you used to caddy for.
Yeah.
I got in trouble so many times. Shout out to the club prof in TV, Patrick Lagoro. Man, Lagoro gave me suspensions. I don't even remember how many. In Entebbe, when you're caddy, you're not supposed to play.
Yeah.
But when I started caddying, there used to be a rule. Caddies can play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Oh, Friday, man, you guys had a lot of times to play.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That is why Entebbe used to be booming in terms of good players.
Yeah.
The era of Vincent Biamukama, Akope, Mande, Amos Kamia. Yeah. All those chaps, they came from Entebbe. That used to be their era.
Okay.
And they used to play 4 days a week. Now, when of course the politics changed, the new government of the golf club changed the rules where caddies are only allowed to play
Mondays. Yeah, that's how it was in India.
So man, I remember I used to be at the golf course 6 a.m. in the morning and play until dark.
On Monday.
You have to maximize your
the one day opportunity.
Man, we used to play more than 75 holes. You don't even eat lunch.
Yeah.
You just keep going. Like they just it's like this.
Yeah, you finish 18, go back again.
Go back.
Yeah.
So I got into a lot of trouble with playing with members. I used to. So Entebbe, the one fortunate thing about Entebbe was we used to always have pilots come over to play.
Yeah.
Back in the days when British Airways used to still come at Entebbe, all those pilots played golf, and they used to come, and then they come and play. So when you catch for those guys, they're out there drinking, having fun.
Yeah.
They're betting for you. They'd be like, okay, all the caddies come and play. We have 100,000 shillings for you. Who wins the hole?
Yeah.
Oh man, that used to be my best moments. Actually, that is what got me to go, because initially I don't like to be in something that doesn't benefit me, especially financially. When I was home, I was hurting, man. My pockets were dry, so I had to make sure that I have to secure the bag.
Yeah.
I have to get somebody's bag and be a caddy so I can get some money for that day.
Yeah.
So this business of going to play every day and you don't earn and you're losing money, I wasn't with it.
Yeah.
So what got me into playing and learning how to play is those games when the British Airways pilots come to play, and I'm in that group. I wanted to win that money because it was free money and it was a lot.
Yeah, true that.
So I won a lot of those games, and I used to work on my games specifically for those times
Waiting
to play.
For those moments,
oh my!
Yeah.
I don't even remember. I don't even know how much I won, but I know all the caddies from Entebbe can tell you. Collin never plays golf, but when it comes to betting, like they put money for you to win, you're not gonna win. So, and one time I was doing it, and Lago met me. He caught me red-handed. It was a par 3, number 6. He was standing up there on the green.
Yeah.
And these guys have put for us it was like a $20 bet. Whoever wins, I stuck my ball on the green. Now, I think Lago had an idea. These kids might be playing golf. So we're walking, we're coming up there, carrying the bags. I'm excited. The rest of the guys have seen Lago. I haven't.
Yeah.
So I go there, mark my ball, put it in the bucket, clean it. I'm reading my line.
What happened to the other guys? Did they pick up their balls?
Yeah, they picked up their balls. Now, I didn't see him. I don't know what. I was just like so locked in. I want to get this part, get my money.
Yeah.
So I make my 2 parts. I'm like, why are you guys not playing? And then they just looked. You know how that look they give you look there? Man, I looked there. The man was with his cigarette.
Yeah.
So stamina. Then I wiki beat it. Man, I had to go 2 weeks suspension just like that. Man, just like that, you know. But the good thing was, I won the money. I went home with 120,000. 120,000 for 2 weeks. I was good.
Yeah,
I was good. But yeah, I got into trouble doing that. So we're going to have episodes because this is a very big topic.
Yeah, it's a very
big. We want to break it into stage by stage to the point where we will get to discuss the professionalism in our sport, the money, the sponsorships, and the infrastructure, and the leadership, and what the leaders can do. We as the players, what can we do? How can we get great? Because until today, man, we don't have any Ugandan player on the PGA. You know, we don't have any Ugandan player on the European
DP World Tour.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think Ronald Rugumayo plays on the Big Easy, not the Sunshine Tour. It's the Big Easy.
Big Easy Tour.
But in the past, we had Amos Kamia, Mande, and I think Dale. They played on the Sunshine Tour, but they didn't play the whole season. They played a couple of tournaments here and then. But we will get to that. We just wanted to introduce this topic and talk about our journey and how sports is very important in our life. And when we get to the real business, then we have at least credibility of how we are talking to these. We are talking about these things. Why does it touch us the way it touches us? Lwaki tukyogerako nnyo with a lot of enthusiasm, you know, because this is our background. This is what we come from. You know, we might not have come to America the same year, but we all came purposefully through sports.
Pretty much singing the same song.
Yeah, so our visas were given to us because we had sports scholarship.
Yeah.
Because no one is going to give you a visa if you don't show proof that you're going to pay the $30,000-$40,000 a year.
Go on to school.
You know, say so. American colleges are very expensive. We are talking about 150. You know, $125,000 is like $100 million.
Yeah.
So pretty much sports made us. So we have a lot of passion talking about this, and this is just episode 1, and we're gonna break it down to the point where we talk about our professional earnings in Uganda and in relation to what people earn here, man. We have tours here in America where the winner is going home with $50,000, and these are not even PGA Tour tournaments.
Yeah, I mean,
and we don't have a single tournament in East Africa that is locally a local tour that is paying guys over $30,000
I mean,
for a winner.
I would say even not on the Big Easy.
Yeah, not even on the Big Easy. I think the Big Easy, and I'll double check. I'm not so sure, but I think the winner takes 15,000.
15,000, yeah. I thought so. Yeah, I thought so because I mean, that's the reason why when we turn professionals in whatever respective sport, the first thing that we think about being at home is what?
Yeah,
we want to come to America.
America.
Because we think that there's greener pasture here, which is very true. But the thing is, they need to understand there's also the level of competition is not just a walk at the park. So the level of competition is really, really high. You gotta come out here with your A+ game, so that when you get out here, it doesn't take you long to climb up the ladders and be able to make that kind of money. Yes, there's a lot of money here to be made, but you gotta be good at what you do.
I had a conversation with a couple of guys who are coming behind me. Always when I find out somebody's coming, I call them a courtesy call. I call it a courtesy call. I call them and give them like, look, let me give you the blueprint. I ask them, what do you want to do? Do you want to play golf? Do you want to go to school and have a career?
Yeah.
You have to make a decision. You cannot have both. In America, kids go to college when they're 18, 17.
Yeah.
I graduated high school when I was 17. So even though I didn't come to America, I came to America when I was 20. Because I went to Makerere Business University and did an associate degree in accounting.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford a bachelor's, but I had the grades to go for bachelor's. So if you put aside those 2.5 years, by the time I got good at the game of golf and came to America, I was already 20. By 20, someone is a junior here.
Yeah.
By 20, the person you're going to play with on the team he's ranked either in the USGA rankings or the section rankings, like the Carolina golf section.
Regional sections.
Yeah. So they have privileges to get into higher tournaments, big tournaments.
Yeah.
The sponsors are seeing them. By the time someone is 20, they're looking at turning into professional.
Yeah, but these guys are smart how they do it, because not every one of them is going to jump into professional ranks, because first and foremost they want to make sure that they are safe financially. So there are so many good players out there that are still playing amateur. Why? Because by the time they jump into professional ranks and decide, pronounce themselves to be professionals now, playing professionally, the bag is secured.
Yeah.
So they have at least $250,000
in endorsement.
Minimum $250,000 in the bank.
How are you going to worry about
exactly
so
when it comes to actually going out there and playing, that's why you see they hit the shots they hit sometimes. It's because they don't have to worry about making that one bad swing.
Yeah.
As when you come out here and you have the pockets are limited, dude, you're worried about every single shot. What happens is obwegenderevu obungi ennyo bwe bukuleetereza okola mistakes nyingi nnyo.
Because you don't want to make a mistake.
Yeah.
You're all in.
Yeah.
Like Lee, is it Lee Trevino who said?
Yeah, Lee Trevino said, the best time for you to see how good you are is to bet all the money you have in your pocket.
Yeah.
And that's when you know how much pressure you have to not lose the money.
Yeah.
You're gonna do whatever.
If you want to know what pressure is,
yeah,
play for $5 when you have $2 in your pocket.
I mean, play for everything you got in your pocket.
So
that way you know you don't have anything left in your pocket.
Yeah, so I try to tell the kids who are coming, and I give them a courtesy call, and most of them, because they don't understand how the system here in America works, that call gets me in a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
in the beginning.
Yeah, it does.
But thank God,
when they get here,
when they get here, and as time goes, they come to me and be like, "Yo, I wish I listened to you."
Yeah, remember that call?
Yeah, you remember?
Like,
I remember everything you told me happens. But and this goes to all the people who are watching us, people who are planning to come to America to play American golf, college golf. It is not a bad thing to come to America and play college golf, but you have to set your priorities. You have to know, and not like Patrick, who came. There was nobody here to show him the ropes. There was nobody here who told him this is how you go about it. This is how you do it. Now you have us here. We can give you the game plan.
Yeah,
based on our experience
from A to Z.
Yeah, from our experience. Tumanyi what it means okubeera ngoze waneno. Tumanyi what you need to do to achieve. We might not, we might not have made it to where we want to be, but at least
at the moment.
At the moment.
Yeah.
But we are trying to give you the blueprint so that you don't make the mistakes that we made, because we didn't have some of.
No. We didn't necessarily make the mistake,
but we found out the hard way.
Hardship, the hardship that we went through to be where we are right now.
Right.
Because you can't say that we made a mistake. Making a mistake is when you're given opportunity and you flunk it. But we didn't flunk anything.
No, it wasn't a mistake.
We're literally trying to build things that we're trying to build one brick at a time. It's different when mama wagenda najjao credit line ya mitwala 25.
Now we now credit.
Now nakuzimbirako credit.
Yeah, you're swiping the card. You don't worry about nothing.
Yeah, nakugamba kati gwe kyolina ogenda okola gwe teweeralika ekintu kiyitibwa ki sente. Genda gwe wali eri kera ku makya ogenda okuba emipiira gyo engalo gijjeko blister, but you go and pound those balls every day, and then me as your mom, me as your dad, I'm gonna sit on the computer, look for tournaments for you, and then sign you up. That's a big difference. So webanga bakuwadde obuyambi ne bagamba nti kati gwenze nkutalidewo mitwalo 5. Credit line yange yino mitwalo 5, credit card yino gikwate mu ngalo, genda okube golf. That's the opportunity some of these players on the APGA tour are getting some now. So ogenda ng'omanyi nti okay, nina events meka eziri ku APGA tour.
We have 17 tournaments.
17 events. So ngenda ku practicinga to get myself ready for those tournaments. But there might be some other tournaments on the side where we ngamba nti okay, wembera muko neka free time ngenda kwenyiga nkole ki ngende nzanye tournament eyo. And that's how you prioritize and plan, according to what you have in your pocket. Naye kati ngaffe tuzze wano okitegeera teri muntu agamba nti alikuyamba financially, byonna byoli okola oli kuyiya mutwe gwo ofumba mutwe nga era betwali eka. Okiraba okujjako wano nti the difference is ofunayoko ku opportunities wano ne wali okitegeera ebibyo nobipangapanga mpola. Naye fe opportunity yaffe teringanga ebya abaana bawana. First of all, abasinga bakulira mu country clubs. Okitegeera? So era kyova olaba bano abaana abagenda mu Corn Ferry, abagenda mu PGA Tour, why do you think they're so well connected?
By the way, for those who don't know, like for people from home who don't know what country clubs are those are the most private golf courses.
Golf clubs. Chiringanga onabera Entebbe. Olanga onabera Entebbe Golf Club oba Uganda Golf Club. Uganda Golf Club eyinza obeera nga is completely private. Ng'okutuukayo you're only playing over there ng'oze kuzanya tournament. Naye era nga woba oze kuzanya tournament nga you're not a member, ojja buzi kuzanya tournament nakuvaayo. Okitegeera tobeerayo nti otudde awo nti oli kulya ku mmere onywa ku caayi obongebonge n'abantu. No, womala ozanya ng'ova ate ezimu tebajja nakukkiriza gendayo mb'ogenze ku practicinga unless nga tournament gyeri, naye tebakuleka okupracticingayo a day before that tournament.
The official practicing round.
The official practice.
I don't think we have golf courses that are very strict like here back home. That is one blessing we have. Exactly. At least our golf courses, if you know somebody in there or you have a friend there, you can easily access it. But here we have some country clubs. The clubs that we call country club, to step your foot on the parking lot, you're lucky to get there.
No. You've gone too far. To go past the gate,
you're lucky to, like, your name has to be on the list. You know,
if they don't know you, you have to be. It has to be a special invite to where before you get to that gate right there, the gatekeeper knows that this member has invited this player to come to that place. Like there was a few instances where I was invited to go play at Sedgefield in Greensboro, but before I got to the gate, the gatekeeper already knew that there's a player by the name Patrick is coming out here to play. And who is he playing with? He's coming to play with me. We're coming to play with Mr. Gideon. So I go out there and I'm like, oh, I'm here to, I'm Mr. Gideon's guest. I'm going to play. Oh, yeah. He called and he told me that you were coming. And they let you go in. And they don't just let you go in. They give you a parking ticket. And you put it in your car. That way they know that you're a guest there.
Wow. Yeah. So here, like Patrick was saying, all those kids who are playing on the Corn Ferry, who are
most of them
progressing very fast to the PGA, are very connected. Their families are connected. They have all the support they need around them. They have, like Patrick says, their parents are wealthy. They don't worry about no money. They are on their parents' credit cards. They're not worried about any bills. They don't pay their own bills. Most of them are still staying home from in their parents' mansion, which is not a bad thing. We are not criticizing them. We are just trying to show you the level of comfort what it brings for them to concentrate on their
we're just trying to compare the opportunities, the difference in the opportunities that we have as in athletes coming from, most especially from Africa, and to be specific, we're talking about our country, which
Uganda,
is Uganda.
So
most athletes that come from Uganda, I kid you not, come from zero. When I say zero, I mean minus zero. Like, I mean, it's just nothing. So when we come out here, yes, we're so excited because we're coming to the US. We're coming from we're coming from struggles into the greener pastures, So the excitement is there. And I think the reason why we come out here and prosper and things that in whatever field that we choose to come and partake us but participate in is because we are just hungry. We're hungry for the opportunity. So when opportunity presents itself, it's like we are just ready to grab it and to grab on it, because like there's a saying that opportunity is when luck meets preparation. So you gotta be prepared to grab on this opportunity. And I think for us, most Africans that come here, especially athletes that come out here have nothing and they have to build themselves from up, it's that anger. It's that anger for it's the hunger for grabbing that opportunity. So when the opportunity presents itself, guess what? This is what this guy has been looking for all this time, has been preparing himself for. So when the opportunity presents itself, he just jumps and latches onto it, And that's how, sometimes we're able to compete with these people and give them a little bit of run for their money, because, it's like, this is something that I've been looking forward to, but I haven't been exposed to it for a long time. So sometimes I'll get there and get a little bit of brain fog.
Because you haven't been there many times to be comfortable.
Oyinza okutandika wano ng'oli kuzanya bulungi n'otuuka ebinyanga 15, 16, 17, 18 bunyanga busatu obusigadde, you've been playing well all this, kati n'otandika okulowooza, okiraba kati awo n'otandika okufoginga ki obwongo. Yes, instead okusigala n'eri free mind, okiraba n'osigala n'eri free, kati n'otandika okulowooza, n'otandika okujjukiramu mwana w'ovudde ne wooli kati, okiraba buli muntu ali kulaba gwe, wuyo otandise pulinga akapiira okasindisa eri simanyi so oludde ovudde okubye bogi, wali okubye double bogi, n'ogamba n'omala okuzanya n'ogenda ali n'otuula neweebuuza ki kyenkoze ekibi. n'ogamba kale senga saabijjukiza.
You talk about that thing.
Yeah. So wagenza okulowooza biri oyagala ojjukiddemu wali eri we watandikira kati otuuse wano bitandise okuteekako pressure kati twagala kola mistake kuba oyagala kumala bulungi. Wuuyo kati otandise kola mistakes ekitegeera. So that's the difference between fe abajja wano n'abasiiba wano. Why do I say that? Kubanga bano ezo experiences baziyitamu almost buli week kubanga bazanya tournaments baziyitamu buli week naye kati ffe so baziyitamu buli week ekyo nekibuildinga kibuildinga experience.
It becomes
kibuildinga experience, kibuildinga confidence. So
it becomes normal
routine. Yeah,
to play in a tournament.
Exactly.
You're not
alinga ali okuzanya practice.
You don't get tournament fevered.
Exactly. Abeera nga ali okuzanya practice. Naye kati gwe wano ze bakutadde mu tournament yesooka uyo oli kuzanya bulungi kati otuuka n'otandika kati
you're not even used to it.
Yeah. N'otandika okubeera too careful twagala kola mistake. Our mistakes wezigira. Ozanye golf for a long time omanyi the more you try to be too careful the more you mess up your game. Ekitegeera. So eyo opportunity gye mbadde njogerako nti ffe eyo opportunity tetugifuna in the period wano wetubanga tuli kulira wano nga tukolaki nga tuyiga omuzanyo gwa golf, which is very different n'abaana ba wano okiraba we bakula in their process okuva mu buto. Bwogenda country clubs n'olaba abaana abazanya golf okuva mu ataya ye okutuuka waggulu ku migo gy'azanya first class. This
is a true story, right?
Engato, empale, sati, enkofiira, buli kyakola is professional.
This is a true story. You know that kid who we always meet at the range, the white small kid?
Yeah.
He's about Charlie Wood's age. Yeah. You remember the kid I was comparing with Charlie?
Yeah, I had you talk to him.
Yes. I'm the first person who taught him how to swing a club. Back when COVID hit, in 2019, that was the first time he came on the golf course. And because of COVID, we were not going to school.
Exactly.
So we were playing golf every day. We used to play 36.
Yeah.
And then those kids were home. They didn't have nothing to do. And they would, because they live around the golf courses.
Yeah.
So they would just come and watch us.
Yeah.
And for us, there's one thing Ugandans have. We are so jovial. We joke.
Yeah.
Our sense of humor. We're always making fun. We make our struggles look like it's fun.
Yeah, pretty much make fun of our struggles. Yeah.
So because of the charisma we had, the way we talked to each other, those kids started gravitating to the golf course.
Yeah.
They used to come and walk with us and literally just watch us.
And talk.
Most of them have golf carts. They would just ride along and see us.
Yeah.
And then he walked to me and he said, "Can you teach me how to golf?" And I told him, "Do you have golf clubs?" He said, "No." I said, "Well, tomorrow come. I'll be on the range." Normally, I used to go to range fast before we play.
Yeah.
So I say, "Come, I'll show you how to hit the ball. I'll talk to the club pro to give me a kids club. So I'll show you how to hit the ball." So I had maybe a 40, 50 minute with him that day. The next day, he showed up with a full kit.
Exactly.
Full fitted kit of over $1,200.
Exactly. And that was from one daddy or money.
One day of practice with me, he went home. He's like, "Daddy, I need a golf. I want to play golf."
Yeah, I want to play golf. Oh, are you sure? Yes, I want to play golf.
And actually, his mom came and met me, and like, "Thank you so much for taking care of him. If you need anything, I'll be there. He needs anything, just let me know."
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that kid has gone through like 8 sets. I'm still playing my same set.
Yeah, I believe it.
So it gives the perfect picture of what you're saying. Those kids come from a family background where there's resources. They don't have to worry about nothing, which is quite the opposite of what we come from.
It's the total opposite of where we come from.
Because we come from nothing, and then again when we come here, our families expect from us. And
at the same time, you're trying to build for yourself.
Exactly. So I'm not saying that it's a problem for us to share the little we have with our family, because that is like our culture back in Uganda.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But we're just trying to explain these things to show for
people to understand
the Lord. Sometimes to also, like when you see us stressed, it's not even because of our own problems. It's the weight of the things we are carrying.
Yeah.
Believe me or not,
secondary stress.
Believe me or not, a kid who's my age who went to college here is not even covering a quarter of my problems.
No.
I'm not even yet dealing with my problems. I've put my problems on. I was talking to my mom the other day, and I said, "Mom, you know, I've been going to school. I finished college. I've never done anything for myself.
Yeah.
But you guys are always first on my agenda. When will I do something for myself?
Yeah, for myself, yeah.
You know, we laughed and joked about it, but it's the truth.
It's the bottom truth.
Yeah, we carry out so much weight.
Yeah, because the thing is, you got to look at it this way. It's like you're the one from your family that is out here.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel obligated
to help,
get back and reach back and help back at home. Because guess what? Everybody now knows Collin is in America. And for some reason, they have this perception of when you go to America, it's like money's out there on the street. And we try to explain to them, it's like, boy,
we grind, man. We grind. Yes, there's opportunities. There's opportunities, but we grind. And one thing they don't understand, that our bills here, our bills here, just because we are in America, we are making dollars.
Bills are one of the bills is a car.
They see you holding an iPhone 15. They say, "Oh, this man is rich."
Yeah, two car.
Here in America, this means nothing. You know.
Bagambono ya two car. Whatever that's to the iPhone.
Yeah. So anyway, we are just talking about these things because these are things that come from our communities. These are things that people who do not know where we come from don't see.
Yeah.
You know, they don't see the load of the things that we carry. They don't see the struggles that are happening behind the scenes.
Yeah.
They just see you, and we are so used to carrying our struggles that we don't shake when they come.
You see, and that's one thing that I really pride ourselves with, especially us being Africans. It's like when we come here, we wear our pride on our sleeves. Omanyi kulaki njogera bwentyo kubanga tugenda ne tujja wano ebizibu byaffe nga bwe wagambye wali ere mabega ne bibecominga our jokes. Ekitegera
sense of humor.
Yes, kati ne tuvaawo nga twogera ku bizibu byaffe naye nga tubyogera in relation ku bintu ebyokukalo ng'ekinakola ekinakumotivating. Okitegera. So ogenda n'okyogera no maana ako eyo short njikubye bubi naye
kwata oyo
naye that mukwata is not with bad intention.
Yeah, it's not insulting you. It's just laugh about it.
Yeah, that mukwata is to laugh about him, but also to remind him that, boy, what you say wana ye short ne bwogikoba tejja kuzibwalira, tejja kuyisa bubi nnyo wandibadde eka n'okuba shote okuba shote eyo ng'olika ezo sente meka z'oluzinze. Okitegeera
lifeline ebeera eyimiridde okwo.
So yeah, wabeera ebintu ng'ebyo naye nga kijjamu that charisma. Okitegeera so that omubeere eyo nga temuli rigid nnyo. Teligamba nti no kati mwana njagala kuwangula zino seke njazanya. No, beera mu kali akagamba nti no njagala ku relaxinga.
You know, speaking on relaxing, man, there's one thing I've been practicing for the past 3 years. When I go on the golf courses, to play,
yeah,
I've never been entitled that they don't end up kuwangula.
Yeah, exactly.
I cut that mindset. I want to enjoy myself.
But you know what?
Whatever happens on the golf course stays on the golf course.
Yeah. But you see, that's the thing with now that you know you've played golf, like you played a lot of golf competitively, so now you understand the concept of the game.
Absolutely.
So, and that puts you on another pedestal. It takes us back to what you were talking about earlier. Remember, the more tournaments you play, the more experience you gain, the more understanding of the game you gain. So what is it going to cause? It's going to cause a few things. One, you're going to be comfortable within yourself. Two, you're going to give yourself margins of error. Not a lot of margins of error, but margins of error, because you know you're a human being, you're going to make a few mistakes. So when you make that mistake, you know in your head, because at least that's how I play my game. You've seen me play with you a couple times. Even if I hit a bad shot, I'm not going to react like I hit a bad shot. In my head, that shot is gone.
There's nothing you can do. Laugh about it, joke about it.
The best you can do is laugh about it and joke about it, like you said, and move on. But to me, after I hit that shot, in my head, I'm planning on the second shot.
Tiger always says it's about the next shot.
The next shot. So you're planning for the next shot. But back to what we're talking about. So ozanye emyaka emeka esatu. So ekirala ekyokusatu kikuteeka mu understanding muno ki bwe nzija okuzanya leero sigenda ku predictinga mbu ngenda kukuba scores zino weziti. Why? Kubanga oligenda zanya against n'ekisaawe. Nsasira nnyo abantu abagenda ozanya golf ne bagamba nti no ndigenda zanya against Olobo, ndigenda kuzanya against Collin. Okitegeera? Nze buli lwe nninya ku ekisaawe kya golf ndigenda kuzanya against the golf course. Okitegeera? Bye njagala okola olunaku eba biganye, golf wange aba akoze ki? Aba aganye. Sigenda kiforcinga oba bankuba kyova olaba nze when I make a mistake ku golf course siddawo mbw ate nkwata omuggwa nti ate ngukube wansi, kubanga emigo gyange ogirabye. My equipment, I take pride in my equipment. Nepangira emigo gyange, nzimba weight swing yange, shaft zange, okitegeera? So nteekamu investment nyingi. Kati nze okuddawo mbu nkwata omuggo gwange ngukube wansi ngumenye, guess what? Nze ngenda okudda mu nsawo yange nkole.
It's your loss.
Exactly.
You don't have a sponsor.
I've grown to respect the game so much because I get to understand. I played so much to understand that golf, you cannot predict and say ngenda kuzanya bwenti leero ngenda kuzanya bwenti. Yes, oyinza ogamba, oyinza okujja ne prediction ogamba okay, omanyi kati tulina par 5s meka, tulina par 5s satu wetuba tuzanye country club. So mu par 5s eze satu ngenda gezaako okwewa badi kuki par 5s biri. Okiraba? Then ngezeyo maybe nja kuwambayo baka badi kamu ku par 3 ku par 4s ezo. Okitegeera? Kati nengamba okay, eyo ye plan yange. Nengenda ne plan eyo mu kisaawe kya golf. Naye sigenda gamba nti ngambe nti kati ngenze mbu nfiirayo nkoze kino nekiri. No, I will just kwewa opportunity webanga ozanye bulungi. Kwewa ki? As in plan ey'okugenda nga bw'oyagala okuzanya round yo olunaku. So ogenda ne plan eyo n'ogamba okay, kati ne plan yange. Naye we biba bigenze nga we njagala, biyinza okubeera even better than my plan. Okitegeera? Naye we bigaana biba biganye. Okitegeera? Naye togendayo n'oforcinga n'ogamba nti njagala kukola kino. Kyova olaba abasinga bagendayo ne bakola ki? Ne bazanyira bubi nnyo. No, kati ne yeebuuza nkoze eki. No, it's because wazze nga tolina game plan. Okitegeera? Naye w'obanga ozze ne game plan, ate game plan esookera ddala eri nti kasita ojja okuzanya planning agenda kugamba nti oyagagenda kuba Olobo oba ogenda kuba Collin. Gwe planning agenda kuba kisaawe kya golf. Kiraba?
Have a game plan and
exactly.
Stick to it.
Funa game plan yo, sticking nayo, ogenda ozanye. Ate ekyo nakyo becoming a very it becomes very very nurturing to you as a player, because then you get to understand. Olaba nga bano abantu abayogera n'agamba nti mwana mpulira ka 68 awo. Mwana mpulira ka 68 awo kajja, ka 67 kajja. That's just kwogera nnyo. Okiraba? Yes, oyinza okuba nga oli mulungi ng'ozanya bulungi, naye ekintu kye nayiga ku muzanyo gwe bayita golf yeddira nnyo abantu abamwogerera.
Pride.
Golf yeddira nnyo abantu abamwogerera. Kyova olaba golf akuba abantu abamwogerera ne baba humblinga ne batuula wansi ku ttaka. Ekiraba? So nze kye nayiga ekintu eki okuzanya golf. Ngenda buli lwe ntinga off, ndi kutinga off kuzanya kisaawe kya golf. Ate kati ozanya every kinya okizanya ngajjo bwe wakizanye si bw'ogenda okizanya. Ojja no planning n'ogamba okay, kati jo nazanya nakubye wano ne nkuba wali second shot. Leero njagala kuba wano nkube wali eri second shot. Okiraba? Kuba ebinya babikyusa. Okitegeera? Kati gwe oyina okugenda ne game plan yo n'ogamba okay, eno game plan yange gye ngenda stickinga nayo. Okiraba? So ekyo nekitusitula nekituzaayo wali eri wetubadde tugamba nti noki ffe opportunities zaffe ne engeri gye tustruggling okuzannyamu okwetereeza okutuuka ku standard y'abaana bawano abazannya ffe eka tetukuba goofu nti noogenze osanze empiira bagitaddeyo ku range n'ogenda n'okuba range for 3.5-4 hours okiraba olina coach ayimiridde emabega ali kulaba swing yo akolectinga nga bw'okuba ali kukwata akuteekamu videos okiraba akulaga $150 okiraba ezo sente mekeka $40,000.
How can you can't afford that?
Ochiraba $40,000
that is close to 500.
Exactly. Naye tulija just take your number. $40,000.
We can't afford
that. So eyo difference gye tuli kwogerako okiraba olina coach ayimiridde awo ali kutunuulira ali kulaba by'olookola ali
kulaba video
okiraba
akatunda wekali awo
amazzi gaago gali awo olumala n'otula wansi n'owumulamuko n'ogenda n'opatinga 45 minutes to an hour and a half okiraba nga bali kucorrectinga oli kupatinga ku gundi patting mirror okitegeera novaawo n'oleeta omwana omunauganda ali raw talent okiraba ye kyayagala kiri kimu ayagala kuwomingamuko katono agenda akuba ekisaawe okiraba agenda akuba ekisaawe
tomunyumiza biri ebirala it's very hard to beat someone who is very prepared.
Exactly. Okiraba
that is what we're trying to say.
Bengezaako okugamba nti okay kati omanyi nga wozze wano opportunity eno okiraba emipiira tolina kusasulira mipiira kulwaki tokeera n'ofuna time neweewaamu abasaawa ng'emu n'ekitundu oba bbiri n'ogenda n'okuba empiira ku range n'okuba empiira n'okuba buli muggo oba emiga egisinga okusumbwa n'ogikuba okitegeera neweewaamu time n'ogenda wali eri and you practice on the putting green. So you give yourself time for your muscles to memorize that swing time and time again whichever. So when you get on the golf course your memory swing is there. But the thing I so much give ourselves credit with is compared to most of the athletes here in America, most athletes here in America, they are constructed.
Yeah,
the reason why I say they are constructed is because they teach them to play like somebody else. The difference and the advantage we have over that is because we play our own talent.
Nobody teaches us.
Yeah.
You teach yourself.
So when it comes to pressure situations, we're not going to run and say, oh, I'm going to change my swing. I'm going to swing like this. No, it's the same swing.
You know, I've never understood how people say, I have two swings.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't resonate with me.
No, because it's different here. Because here there's that innate swing, which is your normal swing, natural swing that you know, like when I give you
from the get-go.
Yeah, from the get-go. When I give you a club and I say, swing this club for me.
That's how you're going to swing it.
That's your swing. And that's why the late Arnold Palmer said, swing your swing. Don't swing anybody else's swing. You know, but you find these, you know, instructors of these days, they want you to hit the ball like Ricky Fowler or Roy McIlroy, Tiger Woods. You know, they want you to emulate them. But then they forget that, okay, their swing DNA is different from my swing DNA. Their height is different from my height. Their body build is different. Yeah, body structure is different from my body structure. You understand? So, and also like there's something called, like, you know, what is it called? Like especially comes to body strength. So you hit the ball way longer than I hit the ball. Why? Because you're a taller guy and much bigger guy. I'm a smaller guy. Though I have a little bit of mass, I'm a smaller guy, but I'm not going to hit the ball farther than you hit the ball. I'll have to work extra hard to hit the ball far like you do. Why? Because you have leverage being tall.
Yeah. My ball takes off from a higher.
Yeah, so me, I have to figure out a way to play golf that suits me. I'm not going to try to play the way you play your golf. They go and find coaches, and those instructors are trying to teach them something else rather than teaching them to play within themselves. And that's why you see people talk about, oh, you know, I lost my swing. Then, you know, I just went and, like, you know, went to some other swing. Like, dude, I don't even know what you're talking about, because I know I have one swing and that's it. You know, I'm gonna figure out if I'm fading the ball too much, I'm gonna figure out how to draw that ball.
Yeah, I'll adjust accordingly.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say, oh, now I'm gonna change to this swing. What is that swing again? It's gonna help you do what? You know, I don't get it. So, and that's the biggest difference. That's why I say, like most Africans that come out here that have learned whatever sport that they play from their own natural ability, I think it's very easy for them to transition when they come here because it becomes permanent for them when they practice a lot. Because once you come here, no technical practicing within the ability that you have that got you to come here in the first place. You sharpen up on that and you become really good that when you get out there, it's very repetitive. It's very repetitive because you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. So one of the difference is erieka tobera opportunities nyingi tobera ne gamanti empira jogendo okuba ku range for that
standard,
long. Naye kati wojja wano ejo emikisa gibeerawo, opportunities zibeerawo, exactly nogenda n'okuba ejo empira n'okuba empira kwegamba n'olaba buli flight gy'oyagala kuba, oyagala kuba fade, oyagala kuba straight, n'ogenda ng'obipracticinga so that wogenda n'otuuka mu situation okiraba opullinga short bubi nnyo. Kati nga leero mbadde ku namba 5 ngenze namba 5 ngenze nenkuba eri omupiira
nenkulabye mu musenyu
wansi eri naye olabye short gem manufacturing.
That's why, like, when we got here, I asked you, did you save your part from, because you had a very fabulous shot coming out from
and
that,
it was a very tough shot.
Oh yeah.
So I had to keep it low, below those limbs, because anytime if that limb was to touch it,
ball, it was over.
That's it.
It can take you anywhere, out of bounds, or the road.
So I was able to squeeze it there and then cover running through that space. Because all I needed was, I was like, you know what? Now I'm away from getting a birdie. I'm away from. Let me just look for my par and run. When I get my par from where I'm at right now, it's gonna feel like a birdie.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I was able to manufacture that shot and actually got away with it. So ogenda kunga amati when you come in that situation, ogenda close achi draw fed ogenda fedinga wa kapira.
You think of what you need to do and
exactly. You think of what you need to do and the opportunity that you have at that moment and try to pull it off.
Anyway, it's been a very interesting dialogue with my brother Patrick. This is just the beginning. We're gonna have we will try to do this 5 days a week, and this is the first episode about sports. Sports basically is our life. Since it's our life, we kind of have a lot to say about it, and we have a lot to say not because we are an outsider. No, we know this. We are this. We live it. We are. They say we talk it as you live it. You live it as you talk it. So we play sports, and we are so passionate about sport. And when we start talking about sport, we really go into details with it. And we are going to have episodes of this. This is the first episode. We appreciate you for sticking with us. Please watch the videos. Watch the videos. That's the least you can do for us. We take time to shoot these videos, edit them, buy the lighting, and they say no money can pay your time. The time we spend, the hour we spend sitting together talking about these things, giving you the game. You never know. Someone can hear something from this talk show and change and adjust something from their sports life, from their golf game. And we appreciate you so much. Share the video, like, subscribe, comment. And the channel is still young, but I believe, inshallah, by the end of this year, we will have more than 1,000 subscribers. And thank you for the love. My brother Patrick, do you have anything to say?
Not a whole lot, except saying that, any journey to any destination begins with one step. So this is the first step to this journey that we're embarking ourselves on. So we look forward to you guys' support. Mutuwagire, mutekeo comments zamwe, likes, put your comments out there, put your likes, subscribe, and we'll see you on the upcoming episodes.
Yeah.
Peace.
Same time, same venue. Tomorrow we'll be here locked in, talking about sports, more into details, finances, sponsorship, money, life, and the reflection of it, vice versa to being in America, playing in America, and the money in here. So please stay locked in. Tomorrow we'll be here. Catch us tomorrow. Peace and love.
All right. See you guys. Have a good night.